So hello everyone, my name is Jihad Al-Shama, J-I-H-A-D, Al-Shama, E-L-S-H-A-M-M-A. And I'll be talking about my career path, my personal choice of how I want to end up or what my goal is career-wise. So let's start. So my current career goal is that I want to become an industrial engineer, and I also want to pursue a career in law. And throughout the presentation, I'll explain what an industrial engineer does, what a lawyer does, and I'll also explain how they relate and how each benefits the other. So, what is an industrial engineer? Industrial engineer is a branch of engineering which deals with optimization and efficiency. Basically, it's how to benefit the most out of what you have as efficiently as possible. Different branches that I would see myself in would be supply chain management and operations management. So why industrial engineering? When I first came to Eng.jke, I chose to do computer engineering. It was more of a family pushed thing. My family felt that I was good with computers, so they thought I could be an engineer about it. It really wasn't like that. When I came here, I realized it was much more than that. It was more coding, as well as more hardware technicality. So I felt like I wasn't comfortable with that. But at the same time, when I came to look for another major, I felt like I wanted to do something that had business, but at the same time engineering. So I found industrial engineering. It has almost a business feel because of the operations management, the supply chain management, but at the same time, it's still engineering. So a lot of people will tell you, oh, but industrial engineers aren't real engineers. I beg to differ because although we really don't go into the technicality of things, even though we understand everything that happens, we basically take managing positions and at the same time get paid about the same starting salary as most engineers, between $51,590 to $65,000. So relating engineering and law. So currently the field of law is very competitive. Everybody wants to try and take their profession to another level. A lot of people now are doing bio, they want to become med students. It's the same thing with law. Political science majors and business majors, English majors, all want to become lawyers. So I found that there's a certain niche in how the selective process has become, and everybody has become political science majors, English majors. Most people that apply to law school are those majors, and I feel like it would be a more competitive edge that I take engineering and then apply to law school because I fit that niche of certain fields within the law. Now, going into the profession of law, there's different categories in different fields of law, such as crime and justice, corporate, patent, state attorneys, etc. Me personally, I want either patent or corporate law. Now, what's patent law? A patent law is an attorney who has the specialized qualifications necessary for representing clients and obtaining patents, and acting all matters and procedures relating to patent law and practice, such as filing as opposition. In basic terms, that means that a patent lawyer protects the copyright of a person that invents something, and if if another person copies the invention, I file for opposition, or I make sure that that person doesn't lose his idea to someone else. Now, how does engineering help with patent law? It helps because you get to see the more technical side of things. You get to see the more technical overview of things. Now, another reason why patent law, why I want to become patent law is because, one, there isn't a lot of patent lawyers. It's probably because it's a lot of hard work. It's not easy to get to, and there it goes back to the technicality thing that not a lot of lawyers could understand. I feel like I could get that from engineering. Now, surprisingly enough, even though there's not a lot of them, they still make a lot of money, and you'd be surprised. Usually people go where the money is, but Surprisingly, there isn't a lot of them, and they make they make within the six figures from 115,000 to 250,000, unincluding bonuses. So bonuses could go up to 400,000 a yearly salary. Now, this is probably because a lot of people don't want to go through the work, but at the same time, you put in the work, you get the reward. There's also corporate law. Now, a corporate lawyer deals with mainly business transactions. They must specialize in multiple aspects of the law and how it pertains to their businesses. This can include contracts and negotiations, securities and tax law, code complements, intellectual property, bankruptcy, financial reporting, and a whole host of other specializations. Basically, corporate lawyers deal with business transactions. They represent businesses small and large. Most likely, corporate lawyers work in firms, and then they progress through the firms. Now, what's the reason to become a corporate lawyer as opposed to a patent lawyer? It's a lot more interesting. Every day there's something different. You have a different case every day. So for some people, they'd see it as a more amusing field. It's just every day is a different experience, and therefore they look forward to the job every day. And there's also more potential to improve and work your way up in the firm. It's because there is, like, you start out as an associate, and as you move up, you can become a partner, a main partner, a senior partner, and all this gives you potential and motivation to work harder. So, although it's great and everything, the fact that it's different and there's potential, there's slight issues. One of the issues is you have a slow start. As an associate, even though you went through law school and you're technically a professional, as an associate, you can start with a 30,000 a year salary, which is lower than most. That's lower than average. Or you could make 100 grand salary. It depends really on where you work and how good you are and how much effort you put. But over the years of experience, like if you go in 10 years within your profession, most likely you'll be making within the six figures. Now, why did I pick law as well as engineering? I could have easily picked business or and then moved on to law. But the thing of the matter is, I felt like as a child, I've always found that I find interest in debates where they hold fruit, and I feel like if I have factual arguments, I find interest into that. It's amusing to me. And at the same time, I feel like when you study math, sciences, you see how things work, it's not only for the knowledge of it, it enhances the way you think, basically. You think at a broader scale. You have a more wider perception of how you see things. And at the same time, you fill in the niche where not a lot of people have, not a lot of people do become engineers and then lawyers. It's not unheard of, but at the same time, it's not common. Now, this inspiration came a long time ago, and it was further pushed through a show. It's called Suits. I highly recommend it to everyone that wants to watch it. It's a great show. And here's just like a small clip from the show.
My merger, your panic attack.
Your compassion, and I didn't have a panic attack. I had a legitimate reason for concern.
Really? Why would she ask you to dinner just to fire you?
I don't know, a little movie called Goodfellas. Do you see it? Joe Pesci thought he was getting made, he got dead.
That's your idea of a legitimate reason?
Karen! Where's the money, Karen?
Go back to your cubicle.
Hey, wait a minute, do you think that I might get an office out of this dinner?
A second ago you thought you were going to get whacked. Now you want an office?
I'm adapting to changing circumstances.
Huh. Well, maybe you won't be the worst lawyer in the history of everything.
Great show. Really like the show. It shows you how lawyers work and how they deal with everything. Highly recommend it if you guys want a good show to watch. And that's my presentation. Thank you.